All right, we'll stay in the NFL and wrap up the main segments of tonight's show with some Cam Newton news. So Cam Newton had a little COVID testing issue mishap thing, in which, as you know, he's not like us. He's not cool. He hasn't vaccinated yet. He's unvaccinated. So, as you know, with 21st century segregation, we have rules for the vaccinated and rules for the unvaccinated. One of the rules for the unvaccinated, as far as NFL players, is just subject to the daily testing. Cam Newton did his daily testing to the best of my understanding, but there was one day, I think it was over the weekend, he had an off-site medical appointment away from the team facility. He apparently took care of his appointment, but also took his test off-site. And I believe the problem was that you got to do all your COVID tests at the team facility. So now he's in the 5-day COVID protocol, can't return until I think tomorrow is actually when he can come back. The Patriots are frustrated due to this for whatever reason, and some believe this is maybe open up the window of opportunity for the young Alabama rookie Mac Jones to get the inside track at starting week 1, perhaps. Drink, lots of pretty complicated, convoluted issue. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, I'm gonna pose an average question to you. If you're trying to keep a job in any profession, missing work isn't the best way to do it if you're trying to keep the job, right?
Yeah. I think that's a below average question. Yes, missing work is not the way.
Okay, below average, simple question, right? That's a simple question. If you're trying to keep a job, you kind of gotta be at work to keep that job. You can't just go out and do whatever you want to if you want to keep the job. Now, if you don't want to keep the job, do whatever you want to. Don't even show up to work. Do what you gotta do, right? The reason I ask that is because I understand where you stand at about this. You know, oh, this stupid because of COVID, whatever. For me, it comes down to, listen, you made an obligation. You signed a contract. You made a choice. You got to stand by that choice. I don't give a rip how uncomfortable it is. I don't give a rip what displeasures it might, add up to you. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I got it, it's COVID, and we don't agree with it. We don't want to wear masks, and we don't want to get vaccinated. I got all that. That is your personal choice. You know what else was your personal choice? You signing the contract to come back to New England and be the starting quarterback. That was your choice too. You could have just sat home on the couch. Guess who would have gave a rip if you was at home on the couch? And then you decided to go see somebody else. Hey, what's up, Cam? What's up, man? All right, cool.
Patriots probably wouldn't have.
I would bet that it's probably 32 teams that wouldn't if you on the couch. That's just me. But with that said, I think this is incredibly unprofessional. Like, I don't like this. Like, listen, be a professional. You know you're unvaccinated. You know the rule is unvaccinated players have to be tested daily. Okay, if you want to go see somebody outside the facility, clearly the protocol doesn't say you can't go outside the facility. It says you are required to be tested daily by the NFL, facility, by the team's facility, I should say. That's what it says. So you can't say, oh, well, they knew the doctor, so I thought it was all right. Where's the doctor located? Not inside the facility? Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. Like, what are we doing here? Cam Newton, a grown man. He know right from wrong. Like, what are we talking about? We're not talking about kids here. We're talking about a grown man. Maybe in college, maybe you could sell that to me in college a little bit. Hey, kids gonna be kids. They young. They make mistakes. Nah, man. Cam Newton, you're an aging quarterback. This is probably your last shot of starting in your career. And now you're about to hand it to Matt Jones because, I had to go see this doctor. What you want me to do? I mean, I'm sorry I'm not unvaccinated. I'm sorry that I'm unvaccinated. Shoot, I had on 3 masks. What you want me to do? No. I don't want to hear that, Cam. Cam, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear I'm going to do everything they want me to do so they don't take this opportunity away from me. That's what I want to hear. But yet it's another example of like when I be ready to be on the Cam Newton bandwagon, and no. and he just does something to let me down. I as you could tell, I'm in a disagreement with what he did, and I'm in agreement with the Patriots. To be honest with you, because at the end of the day, these rules was already set out. You and I have sat here and discussed these rules, whether we like them or not. We sat down, we did a segment on the new vaccination protocol in the NFL, did we not?
We did.
And so if we sat down here and did this, I mean the players did it because they had to agree to it with the Players Association. They had to agree to it.
Yeah.
Cam knew he was wrong. Cam should have handled it better, meaning, hey, get tested before you leave the facility, or arrange something where, okay, I can still get tested today. What's the best way to handle it? Like you said in the lead-in, maybe it's a miscommunication. I don't know, man. But I'm just a little disappointed in Cam. I mean, come on, man. Come on, bro. You just gotta make a better decision in this, because at the end of the day, it was your starting job to lose. And if you do lose this job to Mac Jones, not only did you lose the job to Mac Jones, you giving the job to Mac Jones. Because now all he got to do is just show up to practice and throw the ball and make good plays. Eventually, Bill going to be like, you know what? The best ability is availability, and Cam ain't available, so let's go ahead and change this thing up. And then, where does that leave you, Cam? It leaves you on the sideline, not playing, and the next thing you know, the season is over, and you out of here. And you just wasted all that for what? To go see a doctor that you could have went and seen anyway if you had to just properly planned for it? I don't know, man. Listen, it's just hard for me to blame the organization or blame the COVID policy or just blame. I can't even blame media on this. Usually you could just blame media, but you can't blame them, because when you look into this, you what? What? Why? Why would you do know you play for the Patriots now? This ain't the Jets. You might get away with this for the Jets. You might be able to get away with this in Jacksonville, but not so much with the Patriots. Got a lot of eyes on them. You are Cam Newton, first and foremost, supposedly the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. That team I was talking about that's coached by that guy. Bill Belichick, the GOAT. What are we doing here, Cam? So I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. The way I look at this is this: you sign a contract, be a professional, do what you're supposed to do. I don't give a rip about nothing, whatever else going on. If you don't want to deal with it, bro, retire. Retire, bounce. But as long as you wearing a uniform and accepting the paychecks, you got to do what the NFL say. That's just what it is. You out here on this rebel. Nobody tell me what to do. It's my way or the highway. Well, they about to send you on the highway, all right? Right back to the crib. That's what they about to send you. So, hey, and then on top of that, you caught COVID last year, man. So you know what it is. You know why this is serious. Because when you caught COVID last year, you didn't even play the same afterwards. You came out there and started stinking up the joint. Before COVID, Cam Newton look like he back, baby. Look at, yeah, he ain't got no weapons, but he making it happen, yeah. But then you catch COVID, Cam Newton out here looking like Andy Dalton. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? So, yeah, man, that's my view on this. Be a professional, do what you're supposed to do. These protocols are out here. We gonna catch. Well, I ain't gonna say we, but it's gonna be seen when you ain't doing what you're supposed to, and you gonna get reprimanded like you doing now, and you're gonna waste the opportunity. Get your stuff together, Cam. You gotta get it together, man.
I hear you loud and clear, and I think you make a lot of great points. That it's a good, well thought out argument. I just happen to be on the other side of this one. I think the biggest, I guess, best part of your argument is I think the devil is in the details. Because I think the most important thing to me is, at first I thought it was a little bit bigger deal and he missed a test or something, and that's obviously a no-no. But to me, I think this is and I'm reading, just reading, Ian Rappaport, what he had to say on this. I think Cam Newton, he had an off-site medical appointment on a Saturday, outside the New England area, so I don't know where that was. He goes to the appointment. He gets the test elsewhere, I guess maybe whatever facility he was at. He didn't miss a test, but I guess so. The devil, like I said, the devil's in the details.
He missed the
So
NFL test. Well,
I
he
got
missed a New England test.
I got you. That's what I mean by the devil's in the details. I guess
Okay.
he was supposed to. Every test you take has to be in the team facility.
Right.
My question is I'm looking a little bit more for more details. The team said he could go to this medical appointment. I don't know what it's for, but this is a Saturday, so I'm wondering, okay, what are the hours for the medical department in the Patriots facility on Saturday? Like, was it? And remember, this is outside the New England area, so where did he have to go for his offsite appointment? What did that timetable look like? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think like I don't know how flexible like the team facility is. Like, hey, Cam Newton over here in New York City doing whatever. We need a doc here at like 8 p.m. when he get back to give him his COVID test. I don't know
But
what all that looks like.
But that's Cam Newton's job to know that. You don't supposed to know that. I don't supposed to know that. But that's Cam's job to know
Right.
that.
So if you're looking for where Cam Newton came up short, he did. And I think the bigger point was, at least from what I'm reading from Ian Rappaport, is the fact that he didn't communicate getting his test somewhere else and all that. I guess that's where he messed up. But that seems, if we're saying it is acceptable for Cam Newton to make this, like, because this is not a big deal, but the fact that he didn't get his test at the right place, or he didn't over communicate what he was doing, all this, if that is enough for him to lose his job as a starting quarterback, I think that's too much. I would tell you, and this goes back to stuff from way back. I thought the way he acted after on the press conference after he lost in the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos, that was a bigger deal to me than this is. The whole bit where he just midway through the press conference, he just walks off because he hears, Broncos asking questions behind him or something. He's like, "Oh, screw this. I ain't gonna answer questions." That to me is far more unprofessional than this whole COVID situation, to where, to me, the biggest point is, and I know, again, the devil is in the details, and if you're gonna hold him accountable of that, I'm not gonna argue with you. But I'm saying the biggest overarching point to me is the NFL put in all these rules. We went through them, all that. I don't think we went through them in this detail. To me, if you're unvaccinated and you got to take a test daily, take a test daily. He didn't miss a test. That's the biggest thing to me. Like, he did not miss a test. So even though he still wasn't 100% right, if he has to lose, if this is the reason he loses his job, especially to the fact that, like, it doesn't have to do with like talent and production and like, oh, just give the young rook his job. Like, that's a mistake.
It got something to do with following simple rules. Like, no, it don't got nothing to do with talent. It got something to do with doing what you're told to do. Like, follow the contract. Follow the rules and regulations.
Reason though?
Okay,
if you're telling me go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say this. I don't think he's gonna necessarily lose his job. He's losing the snaps, and ain't nothing he could do about the snaps.
Right.
It's like this. It's just like this, bro. If you're a top-notch guy at your job, right? But you miss 2 weeks of work, and then the guy come from behind you and replaces you and do just the same or better, they're gonna say, why in the hell do we need Jay? Hey, send him to the armory. Hey, put that dude in Jay's spot. Cause since he ain't never here, send him to the armory. You see what I'm saying? Do you deserve to go to the armory because you missed 2 weeks? No. But yo, you ain't here, bro. And why are you not here? Maybe it's something on your own militia, maybe it's not. And that's where I'm at with Cam Newton. Yeah, I got it. He don't deserve to lose his job for that. But he put himself in like this is what my mom used to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you make a hard bed, sucker, you gotta lay in it. You made it. And that's where I feel with Cam Newton. He's making this situation harder, but not doing what he was supposed to do.
I think, like, again, I go back to me, the I think the best part of your argument is the devil being in the details. He didn't dot every I, he didn't cross every T. And if that's what we're holding him accountable for, and I'm fine with the whole thing of like, oh, you got to miss 5 days or whatever. Remember, this is the preseason, so I really don't think this is that huge of a deal. Like, think of it like this: it's a good thing this happened in the preseason as opposed to like it happened in the regular season. And now he's in danger of like missing a game. The other thing I would wonder is like, I know the Patriots, you're hearing about, oh, Bill is frustrated and all this other thing. Like, I'd be interested. I don't know if they've, the media has posed these questions, but like, well, why exactly are you frustrated? Like, do you legitimately blame Cam Newton for not knowing every shred of detail in the COVID policy? Or are you a little bit fed up with some of these rules? Some of these policies. I'm gonna tell you something else, and this is probably completely unrelated. But
he's probably mad about the miscommunication.
Yeah, or that. But I'm gonna tell you, some of these like rules and like the whole mandate, which is another word we got to get rid of probably. Some of these, they're not rooted in anything. They're not rooted in science. I don't believe a lot of them are anymore. We're not following science. We're just over here making the most restrictive rules because we can. For example, the fine state of Oregon has recently put in another. They got an outdoor mask mandate now. Yeah. I'm just giving you an example. I know we want to believe in rules and we want to believe in following all these things, but
yeah, but listen, you can say but you can say that. But at the end of the day, Oregon says this is the rule. If you want to come to whatever that rule is for, these are the rules you got to follow. You don't follow them, you're out of here. And that's as simple as that. You might not care to follow rules, or maybe not. But I myself, I can't get mad if it's a rule and then I break it and then I got to suffer a consequence for it. That's how the world works.
If I go to Oregon tomorrow, I'm not covering my face outside, and I challenge someone to do something about it. Let me ask you this: if you went to Oregon tomorrow, are you covering your face just because somebody made a rule or something?
I'm not going to Oregon for that.
Well, I'm just saying, if you happen to, I don't think you would personally. I don't think you would.
No, I'm not. And but that's the reason. You know what I'm saying? I ain't done in Oregon for me. But what I'm saying is that's why I wouldn't go to Oregon, because I don't want to wear a mask outside. I think that's stupid. So I would stay myself where I'm at and say, hey, it's whatever. Because why? Because I don't want to go to Oregon and cause any unwarranted attention or friction to myself, because I knew what the rule was before I got to Oregon, but now I'm finna get here and I'm finna throw a fit like I just found out what the rule was. That just don't make sense to me.
I got you. I think we got a fairly good understanding. And again, I think technically you're absolutely right, but I'm just not with it. And I'll say another thing. If Mr. Northam up there come up with some BS tomorrow and like, hey, outdoor mask, I know you're not. I don't believe you're gonna do it. I don't believe you're gonna follow that one.